One final seat at the high table remains, and this is going to be a good one. This is the second leg of the semifinals between Davao Aguilas UMak FC and Dynamic Herb Cebu FC of your 2023 Copa Paulino Alcantara. Keep the legacy. My name is Jamer De La Cruz alongside my colleague and my partner, Glenn Casas. Glenn, kamusta ang festivities for today? Kaya already made it to the final, booked their ticket after that 2-1 win in the second leg of 4-2 on aggregate. Now we're going to have to determine who they will be facing in the final. What are you thinking about this game, Glenn?
Well, this is definitely where all of the chips goes down, brother. Kasi dito, it's all or nothing now. And there is not much to separate, even though Davao Aguilas is currently at the advantage, a one-goal lead on aggregate. You have seen it time and time again. You've seen it locally. You've seen it internationally. You've seen it in Europe. It's never a safe bet to just hang on to that one-goal lead. So you will have to put everything down tonight.
Well, since everything is going to be put in tonight for both Davao and Cebu, let's take a look first at the road to the finals. Like what we have mentioned, Kaya FC Iloilo already made it to the final after a 4-2 win on aggregate against Stallion Laguna FC, a matchup that was supposed to be for the final. It's just that the bracket really made this happen, this kind of semifinals. And then two relatively newcomers in local club football scene. Well, we could say that Davao is returning to the local club football scene, and Cebu relatively new, just 3 years into their program, already in their second consecutive semifinals in the Copa Paulino Alcantara. You have them on the other semifinals table, and everything will be decided tonight. Either we finish on full time, or we go to extra time, or we go to penalties. That's something that we'll be talking about during the match. But for now, let's take a look first at the starting lineups. First off, for Davao Aguilas FC, who's leading this cup tie with a 1-0 aggregate advantage. The usual suspects are still around for Davao, sans Serge Caule, which is their key man missing for this game. But the likes of Yannick Tuason will be exploiting the attack. Paulo Bugas will be expected to be holding that midfield. And of course, your previous game's goal scorer, Troy Limbo, will definitely be the player to watch for Davao Aguilas FC. What can you say about this starting lineup, Glenn?
Well, this is quite a dangerous starting lineup that we have right now. Troy Limbo, a very explosive player in that person. He is able to get through defenses. He's able to score a goal, given you've seen it on the last game. He is lethal in front of goal, and he could be very much be the key that could piece together this little puzzle here that's missing. And I'm really excited to see what's going to happen after that.
With the 4-3-3 formation, Coach Aber John Ruzgal mentioned to us before the game that they have already prepared themselves for the possibility of any adjustments that Cebu will be making in this game to turn this cup tie around and produce a massive, a dramatic second leg of a semifinal that we have. And talking about those adjustments, let's take a look on Dynamic Herb Cebu FC's lineup for this matchup. A key player from the back is missing in the starting squad, Glenn. Goktug Demiroglu will be starting from the bench during this game. And you have Arda Chinkir stepping up to the plate. Last time around, he was a substitute, but now he's going to be starting this game. What can you make up of this squad?
Well, we are going to have to rely on him really. They will have to rely on him really well here to make those scores. But this is going to be something that's really exciting me, because Artisan Kier is the type of player who's really aggressive and fast in front of goal. And he could be the talisman here.
Now, we will continue the discussion about the starting lineups for Davao or for Dynamic Herb Cebu FC. But we head into the pitch for the ceremonial walk-in of the teams and a pre-match preparation for Davao Aguilas UMak FC and Dynamic Herb Cebu FC. A goal could turn this cup tie around and make it more dramatic for Cebu. A goal in the early proceedings for Davao could possibly give them the chance to face Kaya FC Iloilo in the final of the Copa Paulino Alcantara. It's Davao. It's Cebu. It's a thrilling matchup that we do have out here. Let's just go back to what we were discussing about the squad of Cebu in this game. We've talked about Goktog Demiroglu playing from the bench in this game, but who's the player to watch out for Dynamic Herb Cebu FC in this match?
Well, it would definitely be Arda Sinkir right now, who is definitely one of those players who can make that difference. And I think that this goes to show the intention that their coach, Joshua David Shermer, has, because they really wanted to bolster something behind the attack. They wanted their aggressiveness to show for a goal. They don't just want to hold that ball. They want to make sure that they can deliver at the opposite end. So this, I think, would be the adjustment that they are banking on right now.
A 4-4-2 formation, but Coach Shermer mentioned to us it's going to be a dynamic 4-4-2 formation for the Dynamic Herb Cebu FC. Playing a 4-4-2, but more of like transitioning into a 4-4-1 as we see Davao Aguilas FC, Davao Aguilas UMak FC preparing for this matchup. Our officials for this game, of course, the ever-reliable Mick John Pineda leading the pack, assisted by Paul Galicia and Segundo Saluria III. Our fourth official is Mr. Michael Barajas. The referee assessor, Mr. Alan Martinez. Our match commissioner is Maja Paula Año. A very tight game, a very crucial match, requires very enforcive referees. We have one in Mick John Pineda. We know for a fact Mick John knows how to control the game. A real enforcer in terms of keeping the game level and making sure that the action is there rather than holding both sides into numerous fouls and just letting the play go on. And knowing what happened in the first leg of this semifinal between Davao Aguilas UMak FC and Dynamic Herb Cebu FC, those referees need to be on point for this matchup. I'm pretty sure there's still a bad blood between these two sides after what happened with Serge Caule towards the final minutes of that game.
Yeah, and that's exactly one of the biggest talking points right now, because Serge Caule has been an anchor, has been an influential player on the field for Davao Aguilas. And now that he is not even on the bench because of that suspension from the red card, it could make a big difference to their performance tonight. But let's see, because they don't have anything to lose.
Well, Davao has nothing to lose. A relatively newcomer to the league, returning to the league. And here we go for the second leg of the semifinals between Davao Aguilas UMak FC and Dynamic Herb Cebu. Davao sporting their white and gold kits, playing from left to right. Cebu with their all red kits. And they're looking for that quick counterattack. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. You can catch us anywhere you want to. Kung nasa biyahe man kayo, kung nasa bahay kayo at naghahapunan, kung nasaan man kayo ngayon, you can always catch some football action here at the Copa Paulino Alcantara through the Philippines Football League socials.
Well, this is turning out to be a very good match here. Init-init na agad, kakasimula pa lang. And now,
Cebu on the counter-attack with JB Borlongan on the right side. Medyo physical agad ang laban natin. And that's Jomare Sapal intercepting the ball. Getting the ball from his opposite number, JB Borlongan.
this is typical Cebu playing right here. We could see them dominating the ball, being a bit aggressive. This is exactly a continuation of what they have been enforcing in the last game. But then again, could it be more of the same, or could they have some key changes in mind? I mean, with Arda Sinkir now in the middle, it could spell something different for them tonight.
And one thing that you can't forget about Dynamic Herb Cebu FC, they're still on high after getting their first ever victory in the AFC Cup against Shan United in the midweek proceedings. a 1-0 win against the Burmese side. Ken
And,
Murayama producing the goal for Dynamic Herbs Cebu FC, if I'm not mistaken, or Ren Okuda. We will have to check that. But Kore with a strike! Early threat coming from Dynamic Herbs Cebu FC, coming from Kore.
That was really close. I mean, you could see Otoara just looking at it. Nothing he could have done for it. I mean, he was already full stretch.
A full stretch Dini Watara is something that you're not really used to seeing in the past. Dini had really allowed his backline to help him out. But in that instance, full stretch, forcing Kore to kick the ball out for a goal kick. Arda Chinkere wins the ball for Cebu. 1-2 pass from Kore to Borlongan inside the box. Cleared away by Forosuelo, pero babalik pa rin sa Cebu ang bola. Now it goes back to Cebu for the very first corner of the match.
Borlongan could not get it through that defense there, but he was able to produce that corner. And right now we are seeing a really offensive Cebu here.
First corner of the game, JB Borlongan to take this outswinger of a corner for Cebu, or rather an in-swinger, an ambidextrous type of player. Can kick the ball with his left foot and his right foot. Great in-swinger, headed away. And there is a foul called inside the box in favor of Davao.
Well, that foul came in at the best of times because Otara was not in position to get another one if there was a second attempt on goal.
He was a bit late in terms of that corner, as we were able to see earlier on. So Dini Watara recomposing the squad to send this ball out for the free kick. We were talking about how Davao will lay out the cards against Cebu. Yannick Tuazon already that suspect up front. Limbo is dancing and prancing on that left side of the field, or left wing for Davao. Arda Chinkir gets past one, looking for the shot, straight to Dini Watara, but Dini wasn't able to hold on to that shot, so they concede another corner.
And you could also notice that there was plenty of space. Let's look at this again. Arda Sinkir moving around, finding the goal, or finding the target, but Dino Otara making sure that it doesn't get through.
Question right now is Dini feeling a little bit of tension for this game? We usually see him composed and being able to hold on to those kind of shots. It's not that kind of a powerful shot from Arda Chinkir, but it slipped his hands as we have a stoppage in play out here. A couple of floodlights here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium turned off. And,
some technical trouble right now.
And our coordinators are working on getting that back up. Of course, on a night game like this at Metro Manila, you would want all of those floodlights to be working dahil nakaka-apekto din yan sa laro ng ating mga players.
Definitely. Pero like what you've said, yung shot power nga ni Arda Sinkir was not really strong, and we know he's more capable of doing that. Oh, the play goes on right now. It's going to be delivered for Cebu.
Cebu will deliver this. Rio Togashi will deliver the second corner of the game. Dini Watara got his hands to it. Follow up from Villarreal, but Gadia's shot was wild. It goes out for another goal kick.
Well, we've seen Gadia score from there before, so it's not really a surprise that he wanted to take that from outside. But the touch itself, as the ball comes in, looking at that, it really wasn't going to come for him.
Too much power, but no accuracy from Gadia in that sequence. Davao breathes another life. Talarok tried to get that through to Tuason, pero the pass was missed. Badelik right now asking his backline to move forward a little bit and push on for the attack as they do so with Pafu Corsami on the right side looking for JB Borlongan. Babalik ang bola with Pafu. And we go all the way back to Davao with Cebu. Kore with the long ball forward looking for Murayama on the left side, but just couldn't get the touch to that ball, and it goes out for a throw in.
Yeah, Murayama had been lurking at that space kanina pa, and I think that they really need to find a way to block him at that point. But at what cost?
Cebu heads it away with Baristasi clearing the ball out for another throw in. Rizal Memorial Stadium being tested right now in terms of its longevity with the field, and plenty of people here inside the stadium as well watching this Friday night football, and we do hope that that's going to be the same scenario or an even better scenario once the Philippine Ascals come into play in their FIFA World Cup and Asian Cup qualifiers, which will happen on November 16 and November 21. The Philippine Football Federation hoping and asking for a 10K strong here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium to show full support for the Philippine Ascals. We go back to live action. There is a foul against Cebu.
Looks like he's going to go long on this one. People are moving up front. They will be trying. Oh, looks like it's going to be Dini.
Dini's going to take this free kick for Davao. So they're sending plenty of people up for the attack. And again, the target man up front, Yannick Tuazon, couldn't get his head to the ball. Troy Limbo pestering the defense. A little bit of a tit-for-tat action here. The first 8 minutes of the game. Both teams feeling each other out, just like what they've done in the first leg. Again, a 1-0 advantage on aggregate for Davao isn't much of a leg room for Davao, considering that Cebu is on a high after that first ever AFC Cup victory.
Exactly. And right now, with the adjustments that they've made, they are seemingly the team who does have the firepower. Look at that cross. It was blocked, but yes, you could already see that they are already crowding the box with people who we know can score from close distance and from long distance as well. So this is going to be interesting, especially if it does bear fruit. But that's the important thing, because we're being treated to the same thing that we've seen last game as well, wherein Cebu has been like this. Corner incoming.
Not really a great corner from JB Borlong in that sequence, but we've seen Davao in the first leg absorb most of the attacks coming from Cebu, but on the counter-attack, they do produce plenty of firepower as Paulo Bugas was taken down. Taking a good look, challenge from behind from Borlongan.
A bit too rough, that one.
Baristasi against his opposite number, Cartalarok. The ball goes out in favor of Davao, and they are on the attacking end now.
One of the rare opportunities that Davao is on this other end of the field. Let's see what's happening.
Clarino to Tuazon. Veterans of club football here in the Philippines exchanging passes. And a free kick is called again for Davao after a challenge. Let's take a look at that again, Glenn.
Ooh.
Kind of a late challenge from Baristasi on Marvin Angeles. So a free kick right now for Davao at a very dangerous spot. Paulo Bugas expected to take this free kick for Davao.
We just need to see a good swing in, and it could land on the head of someone from Davao.
It would definitely be a delivery inside the box, as this is a tough angle for Paulo Bugas to even produce an attempt on goal against June Badelik. 4 or 5 players in white waiting for that delivery. You have Yannick Tuazon, you have Cartalarok, you have Troy Limbo, you have OJ Clarino as well waiting for that ball. So here's the signal, and here's the delivery. Short one. Not the kind of ball expected from Paulo Bugas, but they regain possession through this throw-in.
Yeah, not even the teammates were expecting a low cross like that, so it really was not what they had planned in the training ground for sure.
Clarino, challenged by Gadia. Clear challenge, says the referee. Cebu regains possession. Kore. This is what we were talking about in the pre-match, Glenn. Kore is listed as the striking partner of Arda Chinquer up front, but he's helping out in defense right now. JB Borlongan tried to produce some wonders on the left side to the applause of the crowd, but that has been taken out by Davao for a throw-in.
Another good example of the rotational football that Coach Joshua Shermer has been telling us. Berlongan has been planted on that right flank, but you see him running on the left flank just like that.
Aristasi looking for his teammates. Kuda's asking for it. Arda Chinkir couldn't get his head to it. Cleared away by Davao only as far as Baristasi. Another clearance for Davao, holding off the attack of Cebu.
Wow, that was a good tackle there from Cartalarok. Really timely.
Okuda couldn't get the right control of the ball, or Ken Murayama rather, couldn't get the control of the ball. So it's going to go out in favor of Davao.
Dini Otara telling everybody to move forward. Looks like he is going to hoof this one long. And he does. Who's going to be on the end of it?
Tuason got a little bit of his head to it. Limbo fighting for the ball.
Ooh.
Taken down once again is a Davao Aguilas UMak FC player in Nicolas Ferrer. Of course, former player of Cebu as well. Taken down by Pafo Corsame in the process.
Well, and Ferrer could have actually gotten away there if the tackle didn't come in. So I think it was really out of desperation.
But you could see the mutual respect between Ferrer and the rest of Cebu, as he was part of this squad before Davao Aguilas came into play.
You mean the second resurgence of Davao Aguilas? Yeah.
Second resurgence of Davao, yes.
This is another good opportunity here. We have about 3 players working.
Long ball forward, headed away.
Poor accuracy on that part.
Togashi heads it down for Kore. Taken away by Yannick Tuason. Limbo now on the left side. Great pass. Looking for the opportunities right now is Bugas. Tuason to Limbo, the goal scorer of the previous match. Covered well by Pafo Corsame. Strong challenge there, but Pafo remains unshaken. Cartalarok wins the ball for Davao. Troy Limbo now again on the ball. A strike from distance from Tuason. Not going to challenge Badelic anytime soon, but that's the first strike on target for Davao Aguilas.
And you can see Tuason really trying to extract as much as he can from that little possession that they have. And that's the same kind of flavor that he has been offering in the last game as well, although he wasn't able to reward himself with a goal.
Arda Chinkir gets the ball from Baristasi. Pass from Murayama. Togashi inside the box, taken down.
No
foul called. Gadya wins it again for Cebu. Looking for Kore. Now onto the right side for JB Borlongan to use. Borlongan dances, glances, crosses the ball. Covered well by Ferrer, and he's taken down by Borlongan. As early as 15 minutes into this game, Cebu has now committed 5 fouls. So you could really feel the physicality coming in from the Gentle Giants. They're not being gentle as of the moment.
A testament to their commitment, being aggressive right now, because they already have 1 foot out the door. And just like that, they really need to do something tonight.
Great read from Davao. Knew he couldn't reach that ball. Left it for Badelic to use. Now Davao wins it again. Limbo resets with Ferrer at the back. Long ball forward looking for Tuason. Covered well by Charles Davao. Ito yung nagbibigay ng confusion sa ating viewers between this matchup. You have Charles Davao playing for Cebu against Davao. Kaya medyo nalilito sila minsan. May nagsabi pa nga sa akin na bakit Davao yung lagi mong binabanggit? Cebu yung may hawak ng bola. Kasi po si Charles Davao yung may hawak ng bola.
Charles Davao III.
Charles Davao III. That's Clarino clearing the ball out for another throw-in. Cebu knocking on the doors. Murayama with a pass to Baristasi. And Dini Watara is going to hold on to that ball now.
I don't think that was the intention there. I think Tasi wanted to have a shot at it himself, but the touch itself wasn't really that good.
Missed that first, or not rather the first touch, but the second touch wasn't that pretty for Tasi. allowing Dini Watara to get to the ball. Tuason looking for Cartalarok on the right side. We've seen Talarok being an impactful, or should we say a super sub for Coach Aber in their previous matches. Whenever Davao's going down, Cartalarok's there to infuse that much needed energy for Davao Aguilas UMak FC. Now he's starting for Coach Aber.
Well, he does have that speed.
Angeles gets the ball away from Cebu. Paulo Bugas gives it to Troy Limbo. Takes it back to Bugas. This is what we are expecting from Bugas right now. A dynamic midfielder who knows how to play center and defensive mid. And that's the kind of role that he's playing in right now in this game.
Very, very critical nga. Especially now that Serge Caule, another player who we think we're missing here, is na talagang a really end-to-end kind of player.
They would need everyone to work for them since Caule is not in the squad. We know the vision of Caule is really laser accuracy, we could say. Yung tipong nakikita lahat ni Caule, but now that he's suspended because of that red card in that first leg, everyone has to work hard and find those open spaces.
Pero just as you said, I think that the responsibility for defense falls under Bugas' shoulders na. And look at this here. Under pressure,
Villarreal clears the ball out.
hindi na habol ng Tuason. Tuason was in the good position to start a run. Kaso nga, he was not expecting it to go that far. Now, Cebu is taking this ball forward here. Murayama on the ball. Maghanap ng kakampi.
Murayama gives it to Davao. And I'm really happy that plenty of people are enjoying this Friday night football action between Davao and Dynamic Herb Cebu. As of the moment on Facebook alone, we already have, we're 50 people shy of 1,000 viewers in our Facebook stream. Make that 38 viewers shy right now for our Facebook stream. And of course, sa YouTube, marami rin tayong viewers dyan. Daanan natin yan mamaya when we have the chance.
For sure. Pero look at the Cebu right now. Under pressure from Davao.
Davao was pressured by Troy Limbo, and now they win the ball. Paulo Bugas looking for his teammates against Pavo Corsame. Holds on to the ball. Still with Paulo Bugas. Great control. Commentators curse out there as Paulo Bugas lost the possession against Pavo Corsame.
Corsame being the physical player that he is. Talagang kanina pa natin nakikita na when he gets the ball back, they really want to try to get it from him, but they can't overpower him.
That's Paulo Bugas and Pavo Corsame, showing you the difference between a UAAP player or a UAAP graduate and an NCAA graduate. An NCAA with a very physical one in Pavo Corsame, and Paulo Bugas, of course, a champion for the Far Eastern University Tamaraos during his time. Very clinical in terms of controlling the ball. Now Davao wins it again. Sapal finds Paulo Bugas on the counter-attack. Davao looking to spread the ball out wide. Limbo sends it up front for Tuason! Couldn't get his head to it, but that's the first real threat coming from Davao. Had Tuason been early for that pass, what could have been for Davao? Let's take a look at that again.
Tuason was just mere inches. No, that was just an inch from the ball. Just one half a step ahead, and he could have actually made contact with that ball. That could have actually gone goalwards.
Tuason, former player of Stallion Laguna FC. With the exit of his former club, he's looking to make it to the final this time around with Davao Aguilas UMak FC. So far, so good for Coach Aberos Galas. They're holding off Cebu. Can they do that right now with Arda Chinkir threatening? Yes, they will. And they will clear the ball out. Sapa looks for Cartalarok on the right side. Very speedy player he is. Cartalarok gets it past Rosquillo. But Rosquillo, mindfulness of Jaime Rosquillo out here with his years developing as a player in the Askels development team, learned how to keep those balls out and was able to usher out Cartalarok in the process.
Pero napatayo tayo ni Cartalarok dun with that kind of offensive there. We almost thought that he was gonna put the cross in.
Almost there for Talarok. Di natin napapansin, we're almost at the halfway point of the first half and we're still 0-0. Ken Murayama on the left side. Couldn't get it past
Nice.
Talarok. Talarok almost decked Togashi there. And now Gadya wins it for Cebu. Togashi looking for the options. Baristasi, the team captain, on the left side, looking for the long ball inside. Kore. Togashi now.
Sayang, Togashi could not make that that turn there.
And you could feel that they're looking for that switch, which they're about to get now. But Gadya on the middle of the park. Kore inside looking for Murayama. Too strong of a pass from Kore. The ball goes out for a goal kick.
I like that they really put Kore in a key position because they want to utilize his vision in those key passes that you're seeing from the middle of the field. Very, very key when it comes to making use of the 4 or 3 attackers ahead of you.
If you're Davao, you'll be happy that Cebu's missing all those chances in the early proceedings of this second leg fixture, or this second leg of the semifinals.
Baka nakakalimutan ng viewers natin that Davao is still the underdog here. They might have taken the lead in the aggregate scoring and have won the last match, but Cebu is still the team in the ascendancy here.
Yep, Cebu remains the team to beat rather in this cup tie between Davao and Cebu. Davao just coming back into the club football scene. Paulino, Cebu's asking for handball, nothing given. So throw in favor of Davao.
Yeah, trying to float that ball up, Clarino, pero not high enough.
Clarino to Tuason. Back to Clarino. Angeles finds Tuason.
Tuason could not make that run.
You could feel that Angeles and Tuason know each other very well. They've been teammates in the past. If I'm not mistaken, there was a time that Angeles and Tuason have been teammates with Kaya FC Iloilo. They're trying to make it work now for Davao. But offside is going to be called against Tuason.
Yeah, a bit of poor timing there, but now it's a goal kick, or it's a ball back to Cebu, and now they're moving forward here.
Davao with possession for Cebu, looking for options up front.
Davao opting to keep it at the back as well.
One thing's for sure, this matchup really brings out the crowd, not only here in the stadium, but also in our live stream. And talking about that, it is an honor to say that this game is being watched by one of the veterans of the Philippine Askals. Daisuke Sato is watching this game through our Facebook stream. You could catch Daisuke Sato and the rest of the Philippine Askals once they come into play, once they come into town for the FIFA World Cup, the joint FIFA World Cup and AFC Asian Cup qualifiers on November 16th against Vietnam, and then November 21st against Indonesia. You can buy your tickets on ticketmax.ph. You can also visit the socials of the Philippine Football Federation for more details of the festivities that will happen come next week or the next couple of weeks. Murayama inside the box right now as we go back into live action. Arda Chinkir to Togashi. Taken away by Cartalarok only as far as Kore. There might have been a deflection on that strike. And yes, there is, as another corner goes in favor of Cebu.
Kore was unmarked. That opportunity almost had him. Let's look at it again. There, Kore sees the opening, and the defender had to make sure he puts the block in, kasi that could have been on target right there. And now this corner.
Cebu piling on the corner counts. This is their fourth of the game. None so far for Davao, as they've been more on the defensive side in the first 27 minutes of this game. Arda Chinkir couldn't get his head to it. Cleared away by Sapal. Just making sure nobody in red will get a touch to the ball.
Corey was also anticipating that ball as well. Pero yun nga, Sapal was able to get ahead of both of these players. Corey now moving in, and he has been adjudged offside.
Good call from the referee, as Corey might have gotten an advantage, but not the advantage that he was looking for, as he was called for offside.
But that was inches away as well, and the referee had a best view to see it.
Dini Watara will send this ball out once again for Davao Aguilas UMak FC. Plenty of people here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium, and you could feel that majority, if not all of them, supports Davao Aguilas UMak FC based on what I've been hearing in terms of the chances of Davao, as Cartalarok is freed up on the right side.
Will he make the cross?
Crosses the ball, but Rosquillo got his head to it. However, he's judged to get that ball across the line, so it's going to be a goal kick for Cebu.
Rosquillo has actually been putting, well, not really putting him in the pocket, but he has been able to keep Kurt Talarok at bay. You've seen Talarok giving out good opportunities to make that incisive pass, pero yun nga, it gets cut off.
But so far, Cebu trying to figure out how to stop Kurt Talarok on that right side. He's been getting much of the balls in terms of the counterattack for Davao. And that's one of the questions, or one of the things that Cebu has to figure out in order to prevent Davao in terms of doubling the lead that they have on aggregate. Baristasi now with Togashi. Togashi looking for his teammates. Finds Tasi in the process. Couldn't get that flick through to Togashi. Cleared away by Davao. Gadia resets with Rosquillo from the back.
I think Rosquillo has been doing quite a good job in place of Demiroglu right now, because you could really see he has been able to hold on to that center back position.
Talking about Demiroglu, we have talked about him being on the bench. A decision of Coach Shermer made because of that result they got in the midweek. Shermer felt that we've won a game against Sean United without Demiroglu at the back. Maybe, just maybe, it could work for us with Rosquillo at the back. So, Goktu start from the bench for me.
Well, that can definitely make sense, because you've seen, and you're seeing it right now in front of your eyes, that Rosquillo has been able to keep up with the counterattacks that Davao has been putting through, especially with Cartalarok trying to find a way to get through to him. It's a duel.
It's really a duel right now between Talarok and Rosquillo. You could also put in Baristasi in that three-way matchup. But as of the moment, Cebu and Davao still looking for that cutting edge, looking for that specific advantage that they're waiting for. Talarok against Tasi. Tasi wins it this time. Gadia passing it to Arda Chinkir with a strike. High, wide, and not so handsome for the Turkish striker. But there is a deflection, says the referee. It's going to be another corner for Cebu.
Arda Chinkir had to pull the trigger, because there could have been a half chance right there. But it was a good decision that he made, because at least they were able to win that corner. And now they have another one to defend, Davao.
Borlongan once again tasked to deliver this corner. Number 5 for Cebu. Murayama lurking around Dini Watara.
Literally running circles around him.
Literally running circles around Watara. Togashi waiting for that short. Arda Chinkir waiting for the long. That's kind of a wide corner.
Ooh, Gadia couldn't put it through.
Villarreal and Ferrer clears it out for Davao. But Rosquillo brings it back into play for Cebu. Great fake from Borlongan. Strike straight to the bosom of Dini, the action star, Watara.
I think Dini Otara has started to warm up even better right now. His response time has started to improve again. So I think that we are now looking at his peak form again, hopefully.
Tuason looking for that ball. Foul is called against Tuason on a late challenge on Jaime Rosquillo. Not to the liking of the coaching staff of Cebu, but Tuason's just going to get a warning for that challenge. Badelig right now restarts for Cebu. Barish Tasi with the ball. Tasi started playing as a left back for Cebu. Still playing as a left back, but in more of an advanced role for them. Playing some sort of a wing back to a left midfielder role.
And it suits him because he is able to make that box-to-box run. And that's one of the things that we could notice even from the first few games before this one, that I think he's got an extra tank of fuel inside him.
Dini Watara right now looking to send this ball forward. Yannick Tuason waiting for it, but the height of Rosquillo is there to head the ball out. Gadya couldn't get it to Core. Now they do with Gadya sending it forward for Borlongan. Ferrer is there to cover. Ferrer is taken down. Borlongan is called for a foul once again.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Ferrer has been on the receiving ends of several fouls this evening.
Yes, he's been the recipient of most of the fouls. Tonight, Cebu knows what he's capable of.
Well,
Of course, coming in as a former player of Cebu. So they know the capabilities of Ferrer. And, of course, we know what Ferrer is capable of as well here in the Copa Paulino Alcantara.
Yeah, they don't want to get him into full speed right now because it could be dangerous for them. Look at that long pass.
Tuason again. Nobody there for Tuason as the ball will stay in play as Baristasi keeps that in for Cebu.
Tuason has been on the receiving ends of plenty of passes this evening as well. It's just that the first touch has always been failing him. We're still waiting for that one and a key pass as well. I think that could be possible with his positioning.
And he's also looking for support up front.
Exactly.
You cannot be the recipient of those long balls without any support from either side of the wings, because it is expected that if it's a long ball, you're going to head it either to the left side or to the right side, especially if a defender is coming from the back.
Well, here comes Cebu again.
Davao sends it forward for Borlongan, who switches now to the left side of the field. Barish Tasi with the ball for Cebu. Arda Chinkir takes it back to Core. Core looking for the diagonal pass, headed away by Ferrer. Pafo Corsame recovers for Cebu. So by the looks of it, Murayama and Borlongan has switched sides. Murayama now operating on the right, Borlongan on the left.
Core pulled back further. Sinkir now in the middle. Still in the middle.
This is what the dynamic 4-1-4-1 formation comes into play for Cebu as a through ball goes in for Togashi to the path of Murayama, who's down, but no foul is called. Bugas with the 1-2 pass for Tuason. Tuason was not alert for that. Counter attack for Cebu. JB Borlongan scales it. Takes a strike or a pass, but it's been cleared out by Villarreal for another Cebuano corner.
The corners have been piling up in favor of Cebu right now, and you can see this is the result of the aggression that they have been putting. They pulled the trigger without any hesitation now. They really want to put a goal behind that net.
A goal towards the end of the first half would really change the complexion, not only of this match, but the entire cup tie, as that will level the game in terms of the aggregate score. Corner now for Cebu with Togashi. The signal, the delivery, the header.
Ooh.
Away once again, and a foul is called against Rosquillo.
Well, that one was a really close one as well. The delivery was great, but right now. I think that the little change in environment could really be causing some distractions for everyone here.
Could be. That's something that our ground staff are checking in right now. Villarreal with a long ball forward looking for Bugas, but Rosquillo is there to head that away. Gadia against his opposite number, Clarino. Takes it back to Davao. On to the right side they go with Pafo Corsame. Cebu really happy to keep the possession right now on their side. Make those passes work. Corre to Borlongan. 1-2 with Tassi. Cleared away by Cartalarok once again.
What a duel we're seeing here on this side of the field. Tassi looking for a teammate here.
Couldn't get the throw for any of his teammates, so Mick John Pineda's gonna ask him to go back to the original spot where the ball went out. Corre now delivers the ball to Davao.
You can really see how the positionless play that the Cebu is employing here is really in full effect. You can see everybody not in the same position as they were when they kicked off. Corre now lurking up ahead, and Sinkir, that was for Sinkir.
Yeah, the pass from the back coming from Charles Dabo III was intended for Arda Chinkir. It's just that Chinkir wasn't alert to the possibility. So Dini Watara sends this ball out for Davao. Tuason once again. Great control this time. Taken down by Davao. There is a foul called against Davao in favor of Davao.
Let's look at the replay here. He was able to receive the ball well. Tuason was taken down. Yeah.
After three-headed pass or three headers from the back for Tuason, he figured out maybe I can just put this down this time. He was able to do so, but in the process, he was taken down by Charles Dabo III. So a free kick now in favor of Davao Aguilas, UMak FC. Paulo Bugas scaling that wall, that three-man wall. Gets it over the wall.
Ooh.
Great punch from Badelik, but that was a threatening shot that came from Paulo Bugas.
Yeah, Bugas was able to put the dip in through that, and that was. Let's look at that replay there. Wow, grateful hands of Badelik was able to keep that goal away, but now conceding a corner, Davao can keep pressing here.
Sure ako, natutuwa ngayon ang mga ka-team pub. Ngayon tawag ni Bugas sa mga followers niya eh. Team pub, di ba? Corner number 1. First corner of the game for Davao Aguilas UMak FC.
Ooh.
Outswinger, threatening one, but it's headed away. Off to the races is Arda Chinkir, or rather Barry Stasi. Collision with the Furosuelo, I believe. And Tasi has been called for a foul.
Yeah, Barry Stasi was running at full speed right there. And a yellow card has been issued.
Let's take a look at the challenge again from Tasi.
Ooh.
He had no room already to get the ball in that sequence. And we could say it's the momentum of the run that led to that foul. But Barry Stasi now gets into the books of Mick John Pineda. Not in a good way, though, as it is the first yellow card of the game.
Well, this is exactly what we're looking for when it comes to being physical here. Like last game, it has been a little bit overly physical. So, referee, we're making sure na nire-remind lang kayo. Always play with caution.
Ferrer just shaking things off for Furosuelo, giving him a little bit of a massage on the face. Konting facial lang daw, sabi ni Ferrer. Now Furosuelo will deliver this one in. For teammates, Rosquillo heads it out. Villarreal clears it out for Davao. Sapal, taken away by Gadia, but Sapal wins it again for Davao.
Sapal has been winning his challenges here. Talagang you could see that they're really at the critical points. Yung kanina na, that was almost another shot at goal as well. This one, almost an open space ahead.
Speaking of another team, Pab, Pocholo Bugas, watching this stream as well. Thank you so much for the support. Another promising player of the Philippine Ascals plying his trades in Cambodia as a foul is called against Cebu. That's the fourth warning, I believe. And that is a yellow card for JB Borlongan. This yellow card has been coming for a long time now for JB.
Well, he has been warned, and he continues to be as physical as he is, which sometimes players, especially when they're in the heat of battle, can't help but continue doing so.
You could only get as many as 4 warnings from Mick John Pineda. The next one, you're going to get into the books for sure.
Yeah, well, this one should get the attention of JB Berlongan now.
He's, and like what we said, Mick John Pineda is a very lenient type of referee in terms of officiating a match. We've seen plenty of action in this first half already. A couple of tackles from here and there. But we're just seeing the cards now. And these cards are coming out due to numerous warnings already. And that very strong challenge from Tasi.
Wow, that was a close one there. I think that was...
Porasuelo is down again. But play goes on for Cebu as Arda Chinkir gets it over to Core. Ferrer with the deflection to the other Tamarao in Bugas, but it's taken away by Cebu. Murayama inside the box. Villarreal with the first touch. Second one is a clearance. Murayama still with the ball. Taken down, but no foul is called. Togashi with a strike and another block. To the delight of the Davao Aguilas UMak FC faithfuls here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium.
Wow, that block brought the crowd alive there. They were almost expecting it could have been an almost goal right there. But Cebu is still with the ball in possession with that cross. Core, no.
Togashi to
Borlongan.
Borlongan. Core inside.
Oh, what a miss!
Glancing miss from Core.
That was virtually an open net between him and Otara. Let's look at it again. Core has the ball. Only Otara to beat. And he opted to take the farther side just to get it away. But the goal got away from him as well.
The intention of Core there was to do a banana kick and just have that in-swinger of a ball a la Roberto Carlos. But he wasn't able to get the technique right in that process.
Well, it is a very difficult skill, to say the least.
What a miss, sabi nga ng kaibigan natin na si Francis V, tuning in all the way from London, England.
So
A yellow card comes out for Clarino after a challenge on Core.
Mick John Pineda enforcing the rule of FIFA here, making sure nobody gets hurt unnecessarily. Warnings have been issued, but now cards are flying.
Cards are flying indeed towards the last 2 or 3 minutes, heading into the final minute of the first half as Gadia waits for the signal for that free kick. We have 5 minutes of additional time in the first half. As early as now, 5 minutes due to the stoppage that we've been getting here. Korsami with a cross. Watara with a save.
That was on its way to Arda Zinkir. That could have been the opener, but Watara had other ideas.
What a way to open things up. Could open things up supposedly for Cebu. But now, on the other side, Limbo wasn't able to control the ball as it goes out for a throw-in. Gadia looks up. Borlongan asking for it. Given to Murayama. Murayama, not a great first touch. Taken away by Furasuelo. Great dribble there from Limbo. But the touch is too strong as Gadia wins it again for Cebu.
We have to remember this is still the first half, and right now the intensity of both these teams are really oozing.
Really being treated to a nice football action in this Friday night. Of course, Cebu now on the counterattack again. Borlongan stops, gives it to think that was Tasi, but the ball has been cleared out for a throw in.
Tasi was already on his way in, but no, it was going to be a favorite for a Davao player.
Kore against Sapal. Kore with a strike, blocked by his own teammate, Arda Chinkir. Gadya wins it again for Cebu. Couldn't get it across. Troy Limbo with the interception. Counter attack time for the boys in white and gold.
Nice.
Taken away by Barish Tasi, and now Borlongan off to the races against Clarino. Arda Chinkir couldn't win the ball, but Barish Tasi is there to recover for Cebu. Two players asking for it on the right side. Barish Tasi couldn't find them. Sapal with the block. Nasapalan kayo ni Sapal dun sa process na yon.
Tasi couldn't make up his mind earlier na unahan na siya ng defense. And now Davao is on the ball. Will they mount a counter-attack here?
Limbo. Sombrero with that one.
Ooh.
Looking for Cartalaro. Keeps it in play, but Gadya wins it for Cebu. Advantage is called. Kore 1-2 with Borlongan against Villarreal. Villarreal looking to win that ball, and he does, as they kept it out for a goal kick.
Wow, what a run. What a defensive way to keep that alive. Villarreal, no entry. Sorry. Wow, nauubos na hininga natin sa ganitong klaseng laban.
Villarreal closed the doors on JB Borlongan in that sequence. And with about 2 minutes remaining in this first half, through these stoppage times, we are really in for a cracking second half for sure. Murayama couldn't get it to Togashi. Ferrer wins it for Davao. Pete Forasuelo couldn't keep it in play. Just kicked it out for the throw-in. Of course, Same, or rather Murayama, covered really well by Davao right now as Dini Watara gathers the ball.
Good communication between keeper and defender. Was able to block him off and he was able to take the ball, and now
Watara sends it up front. Barish Tasi is there to cover once again. Talarok for Davao rather. Kore wins it for Cebu. Kore looks up. Arda Chinkir couldn't get a touch, and it goes all the way to Dini Watara, who's going to waste some precious seconds of that clock for the first half.
Dini Watara showing a little bit of his experience, drowning down the time here.
Dini looks up. Dini sends it up front.
Foul.
Rosquillo climbed over
Tuason.
Tuason, the smaller Tuason. So he's called for a foul.
Medyo kailangan daw niya ng a little bit of boost, pero he still was not able to get the ball, and he is able to get the foul.
Mga kapab, Paulo Bugas on the ball once again for this free kick. Sends it up front, but Delic holds on to the ball. And that is it for the first half. Plenty of action, plenty of attempts, plenty of fouls, but we are still 0-0 in the first half, 1-0 on aggregate. Your thoughts on the first half, Glenn?
Non-stop action we're getting here. We just keep getting and seeing action from left to right, moving. You can really see the aggression from Cebu trying to get to reduce that deficit, and you can really see how Davao wants to stay in this game, wants to keep playing, wants to defend to the very last man. Wow, what a match we're seeing here.
We'll have a lot to talk about once we go into the halftime break, but for now, it's time to take your refreshments, time to relax a little bit, breathe a little bit, check your blood pressures. As we go into the halftime break, we will leave you with some of the highlights of that first half. At the half, it's Davao Aguilas UMak FC nil, Dynamic Herb Cebu FC nil, and we now have a chance to take a look at some of the numbers of the first half out here as Davao and Cebu played out to a 50-50 in terms of ball retention and possession. Shots, glaring difference so far with Cebu having a 50% mark, 6 shots on goal, 3 of them on target. Davao have already shot 100% of their strikes, but just couldn't find the back of the net. What do you make up of these stats right now, Glenn?
Well, you can definitely see who's the more determined one of both these teams. You can see that the a little stutter there, but yeah, you could see how Cebu is trying to really take the advantage here, really take the initiative, pour on the goals, pour on their opportunities. But surprisingly, the possession to me is something of something that you weren't expecting to see, given that they were already ahead of possession, Cebu, at the start of the game and even at the end of the last game.
Well, one thing that is very interesting to talk about, the 2 players that we have picked out as the players to watch for this game are the Chinkir for Cebu and Troy Limbo for Davao Aguilas UMak FC. So far, you haven't been feeling that they're putting in much of, let's say, threat in front of goal over the last 45 minutes.
Well, you were looking for Lingbo to make those key passes, to make to be in the forward position, to be able to take the ball. And yeah, we have seen him take action a few times, but it hasn't really been one of those that contributed to a key play. And for Arda Shinkir, he had been on the receiving end of a lot of good passes. He was able to put himself in a good position to take a strike, but we haven't really felt his presence in front of goal. And Dini Otara is still keeping the goal spotless at the moment.
Well, we'll see what can Cebu and Davao produce in the second half as we have a couple of substitutions right here, or actually just one substitution right now. Davao Aguilas FC opting to bring in Richard Talarok, replacing Marvin Angeles in this second half. No changes so far in the side of Dynamic Herb Cebu. And we want to take this opportunity as well to thank each and every supporters and followers that we have on the Facebook stream, the YouTube platform as well. And we want to take this chance to invite each and every one of you watching this game to support your Philippine Ascals in the upcoming FIFA World Cup qualifiers and AFC Asian Cup qualifiers, which will happen here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium on the 16th of November against Vietnam and on the 21st of November against Indonesia. You could buy your tickets at ticketmax.ph. You could scan the QR code from the Philippine Football Federation's Facebook page or their socials, and let's make this ground a sacred ground of football for the Philippine Ascals as we mount a campaign of bringing in 10,000 strong people at the Rizal Memorial Stadium in those matches.
Well, I believe it's definitely possible, especially with the Rizal Stadium already bearing witness to such a feat before.
And now we have the second half of the Copa Paulino Alcantara, from one historic team to another, or should we say from one historic national team to a historic club competition in the Copa Paulino Alcantara. We go for the last 45 minutes, possible last 45 minutes for the semifinals as Davao holds on to a 1-0 advantage on aggregate, but Cebu not backing down and pushing for that equalizer in this cup tie.
Well, there's still plenty to play for, plenty of football to be had, and we are no strangers when it comes to twists and turns. When it comes to the football ground, bilog ang bola.
Bilog na bilog ang bola as Cebu mounting a counter. Ferrer with a header out. Limbo gets the ball for Davao, clears it out. Looking for his teammates. Paulo Bugas is there to cover. Keeps the ball in play for Davao at the same time. On to the right side they go. Tuason against Rosquillo. Yep, that was Rosquillo. No foul is called against Cebu that time.
If that's the case, then that means Cebu has or Davao has changed the positioning here, and Tuason is now a little bit on the side.
It's nighttime, dinner time for Filipinos here in the Philippines, and for our friends overseas, our hardworking overseas Filipino workers. Just talking about Francis V, for example, a hardworking individual in London na nakatira sa likod ng Wembley. Akala mo naman yun. Watching this game with a bucket of popcorn as well. Grabe naman.
Very, very nice way to enjoy football for real.
And I'm sure he's rooting for Cebu. He's made that very clear with us plenty of times already, as his side is now on the counter-attack with Baristasi, covered by two players in white. Ball goes back in favor of Davao Aguilas, UMak FC.
So far, it has been Davao who has been trying to get out of their own half. But at the same time, the possession, I think it's still a little bit even, Steven, right now.
Dami ring nanonood sa atin ngayon. We also have plenty of people watching from overseas, not only from local support. We also have viewers from London. We have viewers from Abu Dhabi. We have viewers from Singapore, Riyadh. Buong mundo na ang nanonood sa atin ngayon through our Facebook stream. And thank you so much for all the support that you're giving this local club football scene. Morayama to Davao as they try to start the second half on a high note. Ref Quaresma, one of the coaching staff as well of Dynamic Herb Cebu FC, watching this game. Nasa sideline ka ba, Tito Ref? Ano ka nakaka-comment? Kore on the ball. Strike or a pass to the path of Murayama. Korsame to Murayama, looking for options. Overlap for Korsame. Collision between Korsame and Ferrer.
This is the first time I've seen Korsame being pushed off of his path here. Really determined defense from Davao.
Ferrer just pushing and brushing Korsame on the sidelines.
He is going to go for that long pass again. Dini Otara.
Dini, the action star. Watara not being called into action much of the time in the first half, as Cebu only produced 50% of their striking in the first half, but he's expected to have a lot more action in the second half. The pass to the path of Limbo was intercepted by Rosquillo there, but again, Davao on the counter, taken away by Cebu. Kore against Talarok, no foul is called. And that ball goes out in favor of Davao Aguilas, UMak FC.
I think that's the kind of play that they've been wanting Tuason to do. That key receive of that long pass and making that pass towards the path of Lingbo. Wow, could have been.
Pete Forasuelo leaves it for Dini Watara, who sends it up front for Tuason to use. But Davao is there to cover. Foul is going to be called against Tuason as he impeded the path of Davao.
Let's look at it again. Talagang namimihasa sila na they want to jump over Tuason right there.
Diba? Ref Quaresma was actually not on the sidelines right now for Cebu, as he's taking, sabi nga niya, a sabbatical break in Siargao. Bakasyon si Tito Ref.
Sarap ng ganun.
Murayama for Cebu, covered by three players in white. Korsame taken away by Davao once more. Great lob to the path of Paulo Bugas. Through ball looking for Talarok. Collision with Korsame as Cebu wins it again.
You can really see the speed Korsame possesses there. Got the ball ahead of Talarok.
So Tagashi right now for Cebu, looking for the option. Spreads it out wide for Baristasi, but the control wasn't there for the team captain as it goes out for a throw-in.
The way it stands right now, Davao is doing a really good job keeping things at bay. The even possession that they're seeing, the attacks, the counter-attacks that they're enjoying right now, I think this is quite similar to how the first game was starting out.
And you cannot say that they're actually parking the bus right now. They're defending well, but at the same time, they're looking for that opportunity up front. Whenever they have the chance to spread the ball out wide or to pass the ball forward, they will do so in order to find an attacking space for themselves. But at the same time, they are very organized to go back in defense, just like what we are seeing now with Ken Murayama trailing that left side of the field. No foul, says the referee, as the play continues. Shermer pleading his case to the assistant referee. Paulo Bugas crosses the ball to, I think that was Ferrer. Cuts in. It was Richard Talarog actually. But offside is called for Clarino. That was actually Richard Talarog who provided the pass for Clarino, only to be judged offside.
He got caught in the offside trap.
Yep.
Look at that. Nice timing by the defense to really let him run ahead as the pass was about to happen. And now on the opposite end,
Cebu on the counterattack on that left side. Berlongan with the cross, headed out by Pete Forasuelo for another Cebu corner.
and Cebu still stacking on the attempts here. Now corners. They have had the lion's share of corners this whole game, and now they have another one.
As we wait for the corner number 7 for Cebu, shout out to our Cebuano director, John Josaril Alcoseba, who's, I'm pretty sure, rooting for Dynamic Herb Cebu FC out here.
Ooh.
7 is not the lucky number for Cebu right now, as they weren't able to produce a scoring chance through that corner, and in the process of doing so, they are also called for a foul.
Good hands from Dini Uatara. It was in a good position.
Bugas controls. Sapal composes. And now Ferrer on the counter. Long ball forward, looking for Limbo on the left. But the pass was too strong for Limbo to chase, and it goes out in favor of Cebu.
Davao now wanting to utilize Limbo on that side. They are passing the ball to him multiple times now.
Now Cebu once again threading that left side. Clarino to cover. Sapal. Davao right now making the ball work for them. Great 1-2 passing. Great sequence of pass for Davao. Limbo will not chase for the ball as he's far off the pass.
Corsame, though, was there to receive that one. And now they are back on possession. Cebu again. Oh, looks like they are going to have it a little bit higher now.
Cebu pushing a little bit higher up the field now. Not utilizing the original 4-4-2 formation that they have listed prior to this match. Murayama on that right side. Great tackle there by Nicolas Ferrer to clear the ball out.
And you can see Ferrer celebrating like it was a goal.
He knew it was a great tackle. A clean one indeed. Corsame resets with Davao at the back. Rosquillo looks up, sends the ball forward for Arda. Corre, strike from Arda. Straight to the embrace of Dini Watara.
Not enough power to get through the goalkeeper. Look at this pass from Corre. Nice, accurate pass. It was a good, tempting ball for Arda, but not enough power behind.
Tassi heads it out. Gadya with a follow-up. Clarino to Sapal for Davao. Sapal now covered by Borlongan. Cartalarok helps out. Now passing game is on for Davao as they're looking for the opportunities once again. Long ball forward for Ferrer on the left. He's going to be covered by Pafo Corsame. Corsame with a great coverage. Ferrer goes down, but no foul is called. Clear one, says the referee. Murayama takes it back to Corsame. Limbo putting on the pressure. Badelic clears it out for Corre. Gets past Corre though. Corre with the long ball forward for Ken Murayama. A tackle there from Villarreal. A great challenge That brought out everybody on the bench of Dynamic Herb Cebu FC as they're looking for a foul on Villarreal.
Well, looks like we are going to have a look at that. We can't tell if it really was that big of a contact from here. It kind of looked like it was a fair call from the ref.
Was it late? Was it early? Was it on time? That's the thing that we're looking at right now. If we have a chance to look into the replay, and now we do.
Yeah, that was ball first. That was clean.
That was ball first. Cebu may have been complaining about the follow-up of that momentum from Villarreal, but from the replay itself, we saw Villarreal got the ball first.
Mick John Pineda making sure that this call was on point. He's not backing down from
However, Villarreal is given a yellow card here. So it seems like he got the ball first, but Mick John Pineda decided to give that foul and that yellow card because of the gravity of that challenge on Ken Murayama.
Well, it really looked like it was a clean one there, and it was just the momentum. And yeah, you've seen referees giving it the other way. So I'm a bit wondering here.
I think what prevailed out here for Mick John Pineda to decide to give that yellow card and that foul is Cebu is actually on the counter. They're on the attacking side, and Villarreal just came in kind of like bulldozing Ken Murayama in the process. So from our vantage point, it seemed like it was a clear challenge, but just the continuation of the motion got the better of Murayama. But on Mick John Pineda's point of view, it was a foul. Togashi with the delivery inside, headed away. No entry, says Davao at the moment.
Going back to Davao here, trying to see. Oh, Davao makes a good pass, trying to unlock Davao.
Trying to unlock, or rather, Murayama inside the box. Gadia couldn't get it across. Clarino clears it out only as far as Bugas. Bugas now finds Limbo on the left. Limbo looks up, finds Tuason. Tuason covered well by Rosquillo. And now Cebu putting on the pressure once again.
Copa has been everywhere here. You could really see making the pass left and right, moving center, moving left.
Cross straight to Watara.
Desperation time, you think? I think it's crunch time for Cebu.
Not really. As we take a look at that replay, great delivery inside the box, but Togashi was just a bit early on that pass. So Watara with a clearance, looking for Limbo. Couldn't get the first touch, and the ball goes out for a throw. He recognized that that was a great clearance from Watara, just couldn't get that right control there. Gadia sends it forward for Borlongan. Watara caught off guard, but Cebu will not make use of it as the ball goes out for a goal kick.
Of all of the movements, the mistakes that Otara has done throughout both legs, I think that was the biggest one.
That was the biggest one indeed. He was caught off guard by Borlongan there. Right now, it seems like Watara is feeling a little bit of something in his knees or in his legs. One thing's for sure, he's going to get back up and finish this game.
Well, he has been doing quite well. It's just that one, yeah, I think he really was caught off guard with that attack.
So Watara is back up to his feet. Davao is looking ready to go for an attacking sequence from this delivery of Watara. And at the hour mark, it's still 0-0 in the second leg. 1-0 on aggregate for Davao. Foul is called against Kore. There was a contact with Bugas on that sequence.
Kore imposing his physical stature over Bugas. Let's look at it.
Oof. It seems like Kore might have just extended his elbow there, catching Bugas in the process. So foul is called against Cebu. That's their 11th foul of the game. Very physical indeed for Cebu compared to Davao, who's just on their third foul after that yellow card from Villarreal. Davao now on the attack. Talarok with the first touch. Korsame with the challenge and wins the ball against Talarok. Advantage now for Cebu. Murayama with a pass to Arda Chinkir. Covered well by Pete Forasuelo. Chinkir keeps it in play against his former teammate Ferrer. Through pass to Murayama on the right side. Murayama will not get there on time as the ball rolls out for a goal kick.
What a passage of play that was. I really thought that was going to be something on the other end. Oh, look at that. Someone's on the ground. That would be.
Murayama is down on the ground after being covered by Ferrer. And I think Ferrer was just doing some kind of emotion on the bench of Cebu. Seems like he's just getting into the heads of Cebu right now as Cebu's complaining a little bit on those challenges over the last 5 minutes.
They have to keep their composure at this stage of the game because remember, for both of these teams, whoever progresses, there is still one more match to come, and a red card coming out from hot heads is damaging.
That will be a disadvantage for any team who will progress to the final, considering that they will be facing Kaya FC Iloilo as well, who steamrolled past everybody in the competition so far.
Well, you can say almost because they didn't really steamroll Laguna there, but they almost did, though.
A 4-2 win on aggregate, giving them the ticket to the final, and just waiting for their opponents. Will we see a rematch of the 2018 final between Davao and Kaya? Or will Cebu make it to the final for the first time in their history of the Copa Paulino Alcantara?
Well, whichever it is, it will be historical for sure.
Also, looking ahead of the football calendar of the Philippine Football Federation, next week is the final of the PFF Women's League between Kaya FC and Manila Digger FC. The women will come into play at the Rizal Memorial Stadium for that final match. Arda just couldn't get it through to his teammate Forasuelo. Challenged well by Sinkir. And now it's been cleared away by Watara.
Wow, I was just about to say that Sinkir hasn't really been a presence in front, but that of trying to get the ball back in front of goal, that was a close call.
Cebu on the counter. Caught it, taken down. Foul is called against Davao. Quick free kick. Murayama on the right. Inside the box. Couldn't produce any threat.
They had the advantage, but they didn't take full advantage of that. They made a good pass to Murayama, but Murayama's delivery, well, you can say that there's still plenty of other better deliveries that's been made.
Dini Watara is down on the pitch once again. And I think he's complaining some sort of an injury here.
Could be cramps.
This is not looking good. This is not looking good for Davao. As your custodian, Dini Watara, is down on the pitch, feeling some cramps.
Well, this has been one of the most tensest barrages that I've seen from Cebu on a Davao goal. So it's no doubt this is going to take toll on the physicality of Dini Watara here.
Despite the physicality and the arguments between these two sides, I just love the professionalism and the sportsmanship of Coach Aberruz Gali in this game, giving refreshments to the opposing goalkeeper Jun Badelik.
And actually, I think the bench of Davao has been the calmer of the two benches right now.
Yes, they are. As right now, some changes are going to happen. Arda Chinkir is not working, so it's time for Chimo Zoka to make something out of his opportunity here with 25 minutes in this game. And Ivan Awana is also coming in, replacing JB Borlongan. So Josh Shermer now bringing out all the big guns on the bench into this game.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, Chimo Uzoka's already on the scoreboard and I think was in the running for the Golden Boot. And I think Owano has been on the scoreboard as well. So, yes, this is definitely bringing out a little bit more bang to their firepower here.
A little bit of a banter coming from Ref Quaresma on the comment section of our stream. He says he can't remember the last time he saw a goalkeeper got cramps. Just a little bit of a banter from a former goalkeeper in Ref Quaresma to a current goalkeeper in Dini Watara.
Well,
They're good friends though.
Yeah, he should know he is. He has been one of the top goalkeepers back then.
Cebu now on the counter. Strike from Owano, blocked. Togashi controls. Togashi looks up. And Togashi will reset. Through ball now. Covered really well by Davao. And now they clear it out. Clarino just ushering the ball out here.
And now Davao is under relentless pressure here. The Cebu really wants to get that goal back.
Another good friend of the stream. Nano Amita. Si Boy shoutout watching this game again. Boy shoutout kasi he's been getting shoutouts from everybody in the panel. I don't think no one in this commentary panel has ever declined a shoutout for Nano Amita. And why would we? So as Davao clears it out, Charles Dabao gets it for Cebu. Oh, diba? Kakasabi ko lang, nag-comment agad si Nano, shout out, di ba? Hindi mo talaga madedecline eh. Siyempre, a player of KFC Iloilo, a very good friend of the panel.
Ooh.
Challenge from Cebu. Foul is called, then a card is coming out once again. Yes, a yellow card for Cebu.
Wow, that's a second red. Or
A
a second
yellow.
Sent off.
Oh my God, that's Baris Stasi with a second yellow card of the game, and he's out. Cebu down to 10 men, and if they make it to the final, they'll be missing out the services of their team captain, Baris Stasi.
And you know how influential he has been on this field. He has already proven himself to be someone solid at the back and someone who's been making those key passes. Look at that. Sliding in without caution. And now the referee had no choice but to put that card out.
Make John Pineda never hesitated in bringing out that second yellow card for Baris Stasi. That's it for the second leg of the semifinal for Baris Stasi. And the question is, will that be it for Cebu as they're down to 10 men against a relentless Davao Aguilas UMak FC side who knows that they don't have anything to lose in this game. They already made it as far as the semifinals of the Copa Paulino Alcantara in their first try in their return. That's what Coach Aberuzgal has told us prior to the match. He said they started from nothing. They didn't rush the team to be here. They built the club with a certain style of play and system, and they will live and die by that system.
Beautiful words coming from Davao. And this is the magic of the cup. You can see, look at this
Limbo
run.
freed up on the left side.
Can he find that pass? Someone's waiting.
Limbo took a strike. Saved by Badelic. And even us have been brought up to our feet out here, Glenn.
Well, was that the right call to make? Taking that shot when your teammate open, already making that run. But, you know, to be a striker, you have to be selfish sometimes.
That's a striker's instinct for you, Glenn. Limbo knew he had to take the strike. But Limbo didn't knew that he had a teammate looking for that ball as well. Ivan Owano right now for Cebu. Takes it back to Jaime Rosquillo.
Wow. And just like that, with one player less, you can already see the impact of Cebu's defense.
Don't count out Cebu as they have a chance here. Murayama switches on the left side once again for Cebu. Ball is out of play in favor of Cebu with a throw-in. Chimo Zoka is covered well by Villarreal as he clears the ball out for another throw-in. Chima back to Murayama. Murayama flicks it on inside the box. Watara punches it out. Scramble inside the box. But Davao prevails once more, and they took it out of the kitchen sink.
No shortage of surprises here. You almost thought that was about to come in.
Almost for Cebu with that scramble. But they have possession once again with Davao. Covered by two players in white. Cleared away by Clarino. Now they switch it over to the left side for Limbo to use. Limbo with a great control, passing it back to Ferrer. Bugas takes it back to Limbo. Limbo to Ferrer. Ferrer to Talaro. Great through pass once again for Limbo. Too strong of a touch from Limbo, and it goes out for a goal kick. He's frustrated for sure. He knew he had the chance.
Yeah, we can all see the space between him and the goal back then, but that touch was a tad too strong for him to chase.
Just to refresh our viewers, if Cebu scores now or any time before full time and they level this cup tie on aggregate, this game will be forced to an extra time. And if we still don't get a winner, we will go to the dreaded penalty shootout. That's the scenario right now for Cebu and Davao. Owano, not a strike, not a pass, not a chance, as Dini Watara wastes some precious seconds off the clock.
But also for the benefit of the viewers, aggregate scoring means that they did win 1-0 last game. So even if this scoreline stays 0-0 right now, you know who's going to be progressing here.
It would still be a victory for Davao. And in their return to the Copa, Paulino Alcantara might just make it to the final and do a rematch against Kaya FC Iloilo. Cross out for a goal kick. We're talking about rematch because in the inaugural Copa Paulino Alcantara back in 2018, it was Davao Aguilas FC and Kaya FC Iloilo squared off, with Kaya winning the inaugural trophy thanks to Jovin Bedic's last-minute winner.
Well, now that Davao Aguilas is back and started off as a team that's not really full of experience yet, them coming into the finals just so that rematch can happen, it's a rematch that nobody would have predicted.
Like what you said earlier, a rematch nobody asked for, but we might just get it. We have about 15 minutes remaining to decide whether or not that rematch will take place. Ball goes out as a poor touch from Owano gives Davao the throw-in.
Well, just as the same, Cebu has 15 minutes to keep this in their own hands. One foot out the door, another one still in. Football at its finest.
Magic of the cup indeed. Bugas with a great control earlier on. Bugas now on the ball. Taken away by Ivan Owano. Owano will go for the attack for Cebu, but covered well by Sapal. Togashi to Kore. Kore still with the ball, looking for that pass, and he finds it for Chima Ozoka on the right. Chima threads the line. Tackled well by Ferrer once again, waving that finger and saying no entry to his former teammate in Chima Ozoka.
Well, and that sort of play, Ferrer is definitely putting Kore in his pocket right now. He cannot find a way through, and that's exactly what Cebu is looking for. Something to get it through there.
Gadya missed the pass, missed the control, and it goes out for a goal kick. Davao Aguilas UMak FC fans here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium are hoping that this scoreline or this cup tie scoreline remains by the end of the 90 minutes.
Well, it could actually change here if Davao can do something about it, but that run was not going to be, and now the ball is back at Cebu.
Long ball forward by Davao, looking for Murayama, taken away by Davao once again. Paulo Bugas on the ball. Tuason drops back as a right winger right now for Davao. Cartalarok fakes. Gives it to Sapal. Just couldn't get it through to Limbo.
Wow, that was almost a golden moment right there.
Bugas once again takes it back to Tuason. Davao right now is playing like they don't have a forward or a legitimate forward. But Limbo is there, just sending it out wide for a goal kick.
Limbo almost had it. The ball was rolling towards him perfectly. Let's look at it again. Look at that pass.
He tried to take it first time, but the technique was not there for Limbo. As now, Cebu on the counterattack through ball from Corsame to Uwano. Uwano sends it inside, but out wide for a goal kick.
Owano, although he injects a burst of speed here, the accuracy has been lacking, and that's exactly what they're looking for right now. They need something that would put that ball in the box, in the path of someone in a red shirt. Not happening yet. Might not even happen, but let's see.
Dini Watara spreads it out wide for Yannick Tuason. Limbo right now just getting a little bit of a treatment from the sidelines. Tuason threading the ball past two players in red. Long ball looking for Limbo on the left once again. Pafo Corsame covers. Owano covering Ferrer. Ferrer keeps it in play for Davao. Bugas from left to right, from up front to the back. You could always see player number 39 making it work for Davao, but it's taken away by Kore.
A little lapse in concentration with that pass, but now Davao can have it back at them. The referee has not blown his whistle.
Bugas with a strike from distance!
Oh my God!
What a goal from Paulo Bugas!
Something that you could not expect. You cannot write this in a script.
Bugas looked up, and Bugas knew he had to take that strike. June Badelic was caught off guard, and Davao Aguilas UMak FC is on the goal scoring sheet in the second leg of the semifinals. Let's take a look at that again, Glenn.
Wow. Badelic was expecting that he could catch up to that ball. Look at that lob. But no, he thought he was going to have a hand to it, but not enough of a power there to push it away. And now they are trailing on aggregate. Look at
And even Dini Watara is celebrating with the crowd. Oh my God. Davao in an unexpected turn of events.
Wow. The run of play has been against them. They have been the underdogs. Cebu was in this position last year. They have taken the play to the big guns, and now they are receiving the same treatment.
If there is a goal of the season contender, that goal from Paulo Bugas surely is up there.
Paulo Bugas, that vision, that execution, top class.
You knew he was never away from the pitch. He was a player in the league before, lost the club, and got back up with Davao Aguilas UMak FC at the very crucial moment of their season. Scores the marginal goal of the cup tie, giving a 1-0 lead in the second leg and a 2-0 advantage on aggregate.
So just like what I was saying earlier, this could be the rematch that nobody wanted, but it's here, and there's nothing you can do about it unless Cebu can turn the tables in 10 minutes. They need to score twice to even draw here.
10 minutes with 10 men to score 2 goals. Might be a tall order to ask, but we're talking about dynamic Herb Cebu here. Former underdogs, but now one of the key figures in the Philippines Football League, participants in the AFC Cup, won their last game against Sean United, supposed to be on a high right now, but they are now trailing 2-0 on aggregate. Their backs against the wall. Will they come out of this adversity that they have in front of them?
Cebu has no choice but to pour everything now. They definitely have nothing to lose at this stage.
Limbo to the goal scorer, Paulo Bugas. Talaro controls. Bugas composes the midfield for Davao. Limbo. Bugas once again. Now the chants of Davao ringing around the Rizal Memorial Stadium as they could feel it. With less than 9 minutes remaining in this game, they might, just might, make it to the final of the 2023 Copa Paulino Alcantara.
An upset in the making right here, and both you and I are witness to it.
We've seen this last week. We're seeing it again. Davao producing massive goal there from Paulo Bugas.
And it was in an unexpected turn of events as well. But Delic making his advance a little too early, getting caught. Wow. And now Davao is about to push forward again, but now they're just more on keeping the ball.
That's one thing in terms of the system of Coach Aberuzgal that you have to admire. They are on the lead right now, but it doesn't seem like it. They are on the defensive side, but whenever they get the ball, they make sure that they will go for the counterattack again.
And just like what you've mentioned earlier, they are not implementing a park the bus system. When we say park the bus para sa mga nanonood, that means na lahat ng 11 players nila malapit sa goal defending it, making sure that there will be somebody to block the path of anybody who tries to get in. Pero tingnan mo to, there are 2-3 players still up ahead, up forward, para once the defense gets the ball back, they have somebody to pass to up front. Counter-attack.
Well, we just want to talk about that foul on Yannick Tuason earlier on. A late challenge, producing a yellow card for Yannick Tuason. And the next dead ball or the next opportunity, Kintaro Miyagi will come in for Cebu. And I think he will come in for Cebu. What is this? Kintaro Miyagi coming in for the other substitute, Chima Uzoka. Is Chima injured, or is it just that Joshua Shermer thought that it's not going to work? It seems like Chima Uzoka might have been feeling something right now.
Well, regardless of what happened back there, you and I haven't really talked about him a lot since him getting on the pitch.
So King Miyagi, header! Oh, what a save from Dini Watara!
Dini Otara still a mountain to climb that Cebu cannot simply go over.
What a save from Dini Watara. It seems like the players of Dynamic Herb Cebu FC are climbing up Mount Apo right now. But at the top of Mount Apo, there is that gatekeeper named Dini Watara, preventing them to reach that summit.
Well, you should call it Mount Dini now.
Inside the box
Oh!
again. Dini Watara with another save. And he holds on to that ball.
Yeah, the action star, Mount Dini cannot be climbed as of the moment the park is closed.
That national park called Mount Dini is currently closed for the players of Dynamic Herb Cebu FC. However, we still have about 5 minutes remaining, plus the inevitable stoppage time.
Wow, such frustration and such power, that one. Sending the ball to the stands, and now Davao, will they send this one goalwards as well?
Talarok to the other Talarok. Tuason. Back to Richard Talarok with a strike.
Ooh.
Just sending it out wide for the goal kick.
And now Cebu is starting to open up because as a consequence of pushing men forward, you leave no one behind.
Owano covered really well by Reynald Villarreal in that back line. Cebu now have to ask themselves, What else do we need to do to surpass this semifinal curse that we're in? Corre couldn't get it through, cleared away by Ferrer. When we say semifinal curse, Dynamic Curve Cebu FC in their first attempt in the Copa Paulino Alcantara faced Kaya FC Iloilo in the semis, but just couldn't get past Kaya FC Iloilo that time. And now, in their second attempt in the semifinals of the Copa Paulino Alcantara, are currently being blocked by Dini, the action star Watara, and the rest of the Davao Aguilas UMak FC for a passage to the final.
Well, that is the only thing standing between them and the finals. Ooh, so close that one. And Dini Otara not happy. With only 3 minutes remaining. As the time trickles down, chances are about to pour here. Cebu is running out of it.
Physio is being called into the pitch for Paulo Bugas here. But in that sequence earlier on with Dini Watara imposing or enforcing his will to his teammates, he just channeled his inner Captain Sully there. Let's get serious now. And I'm pretty sure with this scoreline, Glenn, one of our friends from overseas, specifically in Rome, Italy, for sure is jumping up and down after that massive goal from Paulo Bugas and this 2-0 scoreline on aggregate.
Well, he is definitely saying that he loves Paulo Bugas right now. And I'm pretty sure that's the sentiment of every Davao fan watching right now.
Each and every Davao Aguilas UMak FC fans will be singing Paulo Bugas' name by the end of this game once they make it to the final, as Coach Aber Rusgal opts to bring in a couple of young guns from his side with Rendon Cielo coming in replacement of Dimitri Trolimbo and Elwine Dalam coming in as well. He's going to be replacing Paulo Bugas. Paulo Bugas has been stretchered off this game. He's going to need that rest should they make it to the final. Definitely going to need that rest.
Well, if 2018 has anything to tell them, it's definitely a mountain to climb after this one.
Most certainly it is. I think there's one thing that Cebu needs to bring into this game in order to beat Dini Watara. And that is to bring in an individual called Coco Martin. No, just taking a little bit of a joke out here because it is really intense right now here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. And if only you're here, you could really feel the intensity that we're feeling right now. So mukhang kailangan nila si Coco Martin kasi si Coco Martin lang ang nakapagpatumba kay Dini Watara dun sa show nila. Oh!
Almost adding someone else to take down Dini Otara, but no, not to be.
Ala ko, piyok free na yung weekend. Let's take a look at that again. Header from Ivan Uwano, glancing that right post. Napapiyok pa nga dahil sumablay si Ivan Uwano doon.
You can see Ivan Uwano's frustration there. He knows he could have scored that one. Oh. 8 minutes
of added time here.
That's almost the same as just putting on a sub and making magic, but a 2-goal deficit is not easy to take down in 8 minutes. It's still a huge mountain to climb, and that mountain is called
Miyagi just giving the ball to Ferrer, saying, take the throw in now. Sapal to Tuason, who's now dropped back as a midfielder. That was Richard Talarok, I think. It was Richard Talarok.
Almost that one. He already had space, but he was chased down.
Cebu still not backing down as they send the long ball forward. Cleared away by Davao. Gadya recovers. Kore couldn't find Miyagi. Ferrer to Cielo, taken away by Korsame. Ferrer with another block. Dalam with his first touch of the ball takes it back to Dini Watara. Sends it forward. Kore with a header. Cleared away by Pete Forosuelo for a throw-in for Davao. Or for Cebu rather.
Substitution right now. Movement on the bench. We have coming out. Yannick Tuason will be replaced.
Coach Aberuzgal now thinking about the final. With him putting out Yannick Tuason to rest and to be replaced by Romel Catarinin.
This has definitely been one of those exciting matches, you know, that the twists, the unexpected surprises. It's the magic of the cup.
Again, we keep on repeating that phrase. The magic of the cup. Cebu still looking for answers. Ball goes out. Corner for Cebu. This is going to be corner number 8 for Cebu. As they will try from the corner. Owano with a header. Ferrer with a clearance. Deflection. Owano couldn't get it on target once again for Cebu. And another foul is called against Davao. Desperation moments now for Cebu. They have a free kick though.
If they want to climb that mountain right now, they have to score a goal right now because time is clearly not on their side.
Chance of defense for this free kick as Rio Tagashi is going to take this free kick for Dynamic Herb Cebu FC with about 5 minutes remaining in this semifinals of the Copa Paulino Alcantara. Tagashi sends this one in, but sends it out wide for a goal kick.
And with that, it sends the Davao crowd here into some sort of celebration as well. About 4 minutes and a few seconds remaining here.
Cielo ushered out by Corsame as Davao wins another throw in. Ferrer will take his time to take the throw. Rasquillo with the clearance. Villarreal with the coverage. Counter attack for Davao Aguilas, UMak FC. Pass to the path of Rendon Cielo, but he's going to be covered by Pafo Corsame. Seems like things are heating up on that left side between the youngster and the veteran.
Well, Corsame is a very tall figure here, so very towering for their defense. A little bit of trickery there, and now a foul. No, it has not been given.
Throw in for Cebu. They'll have to take it back though.
Oh, words are being exchanged.
Red
Is that
card.
red card?
For the substitute, Elwine Dalam. He didn't like that challenge from Corsame. A yellow card as well for Gadia. Didn't like the challenge from Corsame. Had some words to say to, we could say, his kuya. But now, both sides are down to 10 men.
And this kind of gives a little bit of an open window for Cebu. But they have to act fast because that window is closing just as fast as they've gotten it.
So Cebu looking to make something out of this sequence. But the coverage again by Davao keeps that chance out. Ferrer looking for Cielo. Korosame with a challenge from the back. King Miyagi brings the ball down, asking Cebu or Davao to take the quick free kick. And the crowd is not liking what Davao or what Cebu has been acting over the last few minutes.
Well, Davao is definitely in possession and has the advantage. So all they have to do is keep this possession running.
And they have the time on their side as well. That's the very important thing that they have to think about. With 2 minutes or less than 2 minutes remaining in this game, Cebu on the counter. On the left side with Togashi with a cross inside the box. Headed once again away by Pete Forosuelo. Sapal hits the referee. So stoppage in play, a drop ball.
Maybe thought that the referee could want to have a go at it, but nah.
So the clearance
Ooh.
for Cebu or for Davao. Now on the counter attack is Davao. Rosquillo with a clearance. Davao now regains for Cebu.
Rosquillo has been an important and key figure in the Cebu defense.
Long ball forward. Dini Watara will hold on to the ball as we have less than a minute remaining in this game.
The crowd is getting up on their feet. They are anticipating that final whistle to come in at any moment.
Davao Aguilas UMak FC fans getting ready to celebrate this massive feat for their club. Kentaro Miyagi with a foul. Yellow card for Kentaro Miyagi. This is just pure frustration right now for Cebu. Just sheer frustration right now for Cebu. And the tempers are flaring right now as Cart Talarok has been pulled from his shirt and everybody from both benches are coming out. Not the ending that we're asking for, Glenn.
But it's definitely an ending that we are seeing here. It's something that's not a stranger when it comes to tight cup matches like this.
Villarreal with a cooler head here, asking everybody from the bench of Davao to think. Just think, we are leading 2-0 on aggregate. Why do we have to get into these kind of collisions, into these kind of battles, into these kinds of arguments?
Well, now that Davao is inching closer to getting into that finals, they cannot afford.
Goktog Demiroglu, not even playing in this game, gets a red card. Referee Mick John Pineda and his assistants assessing the situation, checking in on who else needs to get a card, checking in who needs to get further disciplinary actions.
We can still see officials arguing here with team officials. A yellow card issued.
Yellow card for Pete Forosuelo. Cards are coming out in bunches.
Well, you can now say that it has rained plenty of cards, and the referee might not be done.
Mick John is asking for a player from the bench. A yellow card. That was for... Look at that. A yellow card for Santino Rosales. Substitute from the bench who's not even playing. 2 players getting on the cards for both benches.
You'd think that this is a dealer dealing with cards right now. He's been dealing cards to everybody.
Another yellow card.
Was that Coach Aber also egging the crowd to shout some more?
Crowd really is up on their feet. This all stemmed out of frustration of Kentaro Miyagi, and I think was Ivan. If it was not Ivan Uwano, it was Kore who pulled, really manhandled Cart Talarok using his shirt.
Yeah, I could see that. Kore was not believing, or well, he's not buying it that Curt Talarok was really hurt back down there. So he wanted him to get up as soon as he can so that they can play. And as you can see, it's a very counterproductive thing to do.
After all of those confusion and arguments, Davao with a free kick. Korsame with a clearance. We're past 8 minutes now. We're 11 minutes into the stoppage time. Long ball for Ivan Uwano. Ivan Uwano still with the ball. Takes a strike. Pulls a goal back.
Consolation or comeback?
A comeback. Is this a script that has been flipped by Dynamic Curve Cebu FC? 1-1 on the second leg. Let's take a look at that again.
Davao was already taking it easy.
This was the challenge from Miyagi earlier on. But it's a goal for Dynamic Curve Cebu FC. 1-1 on the second leg. But that is it! At the end of all of it, Davao Aguilas, UMak FC emerges from the smoke of all the collision, of all the frustration of both sides. 1-1 on the second leg, 2-1 in aggregate. And Davao Aguilas, UMak FC, in their first attempt, in their resurgence of their club, makes it to the final of the Copa Paulino Alcantara.
This is the time you see that the eagle is flying higher than how the whale could swim. What a comeback. What a match this is. The beauty of football you see right here.
The Aguilas have slain the gentle giants, the underdogs, producing a dramatic second leg.
A giant killing indeed. And over the course of 2 legs as well, we have been treated to such an action-packed, explosive game. And who knew that the ending was going to be like this?
Goktuk Demiroglu is still not done. He's already been red-carded by Mick John Pineda. It's already the end of the game, and he's still arguing with Mick John Pineda. And he's being ushered off by the security marshals here of the Rizal Memorial Stadium.
That's very dangerous. You should remember that you still have a next season. And if you get suspended because of your additional action here,
that's the thing that we're going to check in terms of the disciplinary actions that Goktuk Demiroglu will get after this tournament. But the storyline that we have, Davao Aguilas, UMak FC are marching on to the final of the 2023 Copa Paulino Alcantara, and they will face Kaya FC Iloilo to determine the new champions of the Copa.
a Cinderella run for someone who you'd never expect would make it all the way this far. But hey, they've been around for a while, so maybe this is something that you can see. But nobody definitely predicted on it. Nobody bet on it. Only the Davao fans were right behind them betting on this. And now they have a chance to rewrite history, have another go at the 2018 that they did not get.
Most, if not all of the players of Davao Aguilas UMak FC might not be aware of the gravity of what they have produced tonight and what they will be facing in the final of the Copa Paulino Alcantara. They might not have been around in the club back then in 2018, but they have a chance to rewrite the story of Davao against Kaya in the final of the Copa.
Can they do one better from their predecessors? Well, we have another match to wait for, and that would be the finals of the Copa Paulino Alcantara.
Let's give our viewers a rundown of what happened tonight before we head into our closing highlights as well as our match statistics. Davao Aguilas FC was just holding on to that 1-0 aggregate advantage they have coming in from that win last week. And then, all of a sudden, Paulo Bugas decided to wave his magic wand looked up and took a strike against his dear friend June Badelik, who had a little bit of an embrace at the post match, and gave Davao Aguilas UMak FC that marginal goal of this cup tie. And then, all of a sudden, Cebu, out of nowhere, just let out the steam and all of their frustrations, producing massive cards for everybody, almost everybody on the playing field earlier. And now, with 2-1 in aggregate, Davao will be playing in the final of the Copa Paulino Alcantara.
Well, the very key turning point here, because Cebu had the best opportunity to turn this around, but it all happened because Baristasi was not able to keep his composure. He was not able to put in a clean tackle. That red card effectively costed the team this match. And you can see how the effect was. That's when Florencio Badelic, Jun Badelic had to move forward even more. That's where everybody had to take additional roles. It was an uphill struggle for them from the start, and it even became harder right after that red card.
Let's take a look at these stats, Glenn. At the start of the game, or at the half, Cebu was leading in terms of shots on target, shots on goal. And even in the final stats, they are still leading that storyline. However, it was the goal from Paulo Bugas that gave them the passage to the finals. But taking a good look on the stats, what can you make out of these stats that we have right now?
Exactly as how everything started. Cebu with the big guns, with the tough players, with the AFC experience and the confidence backing them up, they have been pounding on Davao's doors relentlessly throughout the match. Even after that red card, even after that goal, they have still been trying to find their way into the back of the net. But look at the possession, 50-50. It only means to say that this time around, Davao has started playing smarter with their possessions. They are no longer as wasteful as they are. The little opportunities that they can snick the ball back, they make sure that it at least ends up as an opportunity.
Davao Aguilas FC came into play to prove that they can start a program from the ground up. And now they have an opportunity to cap off a Cinderella run with a chance to hold on to the Copa Paulino Alcantara as they will face Kaya FC Iloilo in the final. With all of these stats out of the way, Glenn, let's talk about briefly that final that we're going to have at our hands come that final weekend that we're going to have. Kaya FC Iloilo against Davao Aguilas UMak FC. You told me earlier before this game, if this ever happens, this is a rematch that nobody asked for, but we're going to get anyway. Now, what can you say about that matchup that we're going to have in the final?
When we started, everybody, including ourselves, I can't put the blame on anyone but us, but we've initially written down Davao at the start knowing that, hey, this is their first season. They're up against someone who steamrolled the competition. They're up against someone who has been doing well in the AFC Cup. So we were already checking out how Cebu would make their way into the finals. But toss of the coin, change of plans, rewrite of the script, something that you cannot expect when a twist like that happens. And now we're looking at Davao on the other end of Kaya FC.
Kaya FC Iloilo, on the other hand, is looking to bring the Copa Paulino Alcantara back to Iloilo. This is their third finals appearance. In those final appearance, or actually, I think this is their fourth. So that's 2018-19, then 21, then 23. So this is going to be their fourth final appearance. And across those four final appearances, they're looking to make it 3 out of 4. But they will have a tough opposition to face in Davao Aguilas UMak FC. Why? Number one, they have shown it against Dynamic Cebu FC. And number two, they could be as unpredictable as they can be. Coach Aber Rusgal has planted a kind of system that it will be difficult for you to predict, but at the same time, it will be difficult for you to assess. But enough of the talks about the upcoming final. We are just happy that we were able to bring you, again, this kind of semifinal match that we did have. And again, it has been a pleasure calling this match with you, Glenn. Your final thoughts on the semifinals that we've had, not only for this Dynamic Curve Cebu Davao face-off, but also with the Stallion Laguna KFC Iloilo matchup.
We've said it before, I'll say it again. This is the magic of cup football where the big guns and the little ones, they face off and you'd never know who'd end up on top. This is where people who take their chances and who takes luck on their side can run with it all the way to the end. It is not something of an endurance race. It's a 100-meter dash. And whoever is the fastest, whoever can make that lucky burst at the end, they can win.
Well, from 12 teams, we're down to the final 2. KFC Iloilo booked their ticket earlier on. And now Davao Aguilas, UMak FC faced a lot of adversities in this match with the aggression and the intention of Dynamic Herb Cebu FC to turn the cup tie around and give themselves a chance to make it to the final. But Paulo Bugas had other plans in his head, waved the magic wand and scored a massive goal to send his squad to the championship game against KFC Iloilo. From everybody here in the broadcast panel headed by our director, Luis Manabat, our hardworking cameraman, camera crew, Balong, Kuya Miles, and everybody as well, our Renzi as well, manning the replays that you've been seeing. And every hardworking men and women here at the grounds of the Rizal Memorial Stadium. This has been the semifinals of the Copa Paulino Alcantara, and we hope you stick around as the final of the Copa Paulino Alcantara is just around the corner. It's KFC Iloilo and Davao Aguilas UMak FC squaring off. For tonight, we sign off. This is again Jamer De La Cruz alongside my partner, Glenn Casas. We wish you all a great night and see you in the final.